Hi, welcome to Let's Get Social, where online connections turn into live conversations. I've had the privilege this week of sitting down with Matt Bradbury, one of the principal people involved with ProdConn 2011. And I think we are friends on Twitter and we've had some online interaction, but it's our first chance to actually sit down live together. And we know nothing's better than live. So,
exactly. Well, thanks for having me.
Yes. So let's talk about this trade show that you've been principal in putting together, because you did the layout and you've been running around taking pictures. So from your perspective, tell me what you were thinking when you laid this show out.
Well, honestly, I didn't know what I was thinking. I've been, I've been a big advocate of kind of the whole networking scene. I was a member of the Connecticut Final Cut Pro user group years ago.
Okay.
Actually, a co-founder of that years ago with Keith.
Nice.
Met Keith through college. He was working at the college at the time. So we said, why don't we have a workshop?
Right.
So we did a little workshop.
So this thing's morphing as you're going, right?
This is I think as Keith put it, this is stage 2 maybe.
Okay.
Kind of the master plan that we have.
It's pretty visionary. There's a lot going on up
Keith
there.
is incredibly visionary.
Yes, I could tell that from the first time I sat down with him.
So anyway, in 2009 we did the HD workshop at TriPeg Studios. Was the former TriPeg Studios in Hamden.
Shame about that.
And that was too bad. But that was a successful event. We had a couple hundred people through the door there. 2-night workshop we did.
Great.
And we had a few vendors there and workshops, and what we found with that was people loved the vendors. The vendors were an afterthought for that event.
Right.
They were in one of the side studios, and we said a lot of the feedback that we got was, we love this hands-on. We love to be able to go up to Panasonic. We love to be able to go up to JVC and touch these cameras.
And I think that the importance of live engagement and talking and touching the technology and having an expert who can actually share with you is really important.
Exactly.
For sure.
Yeah, it's invaluable, and even feedback already that I've gotten on this show is from a lot of people that. They said, well, it's one thing to look at it online. It's one thing to connect on Twitter and Facebook and everything, which is great. But to be able to do something in person, to talk to people in person,
absolutely,
and network that way is invaluable.
Absolutely. So, any particular highlights of the 2 days that pop out in your mind at the moment?
I was still blown away by some of the attendance that we were getting in some of the workshops and some of the interest that we got, especially Jem Schofield, who taught a workshop on DSLR filmmaking.
Yes, I actually went to that one.
You did? The second class, we're repeating classes this time. That's one thing that we learned from doing the 2009 event.
So people have the opportunity, if it's crowded ones or doesn't match their schedule, we get a second opportunity to go to the same class.
Exactly. So more hands-on, time with the vendors, and people can go to their classes. So what I found, I went to his Jem's second DSLR class, and it was just packed. It was just packed, and everybody was totally into it.
So people are hungry. I mean, I think there's a lot of hunger for knowledge and information here.
Absolutely.
Great. Well, thank you for sitting down with me. I've been having a great time here at ProdConn 2011. And finally, we meet live.
Yeah.
So great to sit down with you. And for next time, I'm your host, Chris Bartlett. I will see you online.